Hello again. Welcome everybody. As promised, I am making some discussion concerning the theme of my book, which is the soul. The topic of my discussion now is how to develop the faith that creates miracles in your life. As I recall to my previous discussion, I had presented a concept that faith is the loudest medium of delivering or conveying our message as we communicate to our souls. You cannot just tell your soul, like, I wish I have plenty of money now, or I wish I have a good husband, or I wish my relationship is uh, harmonious now. We cannot just order it to do anything, because even if we are going to talk to it in words, since that is our medium of communication, we still have to carry those words with feelings. And these feelings should be honest to goodness um, reaction to your present situation. And as a summary, you're going to send this message to your faith, to your soul, through those feelings of those contrite feelings of maybe sadness, anxiety, and then you entrust. You entrust those sad feelings by relaxing, trusting that the soul would respond in accordance to your desire. Okay. Now, as we journey on in life, there are several times that we encounter some difficulties in many forms and in any areas in our lives. Sometimes it's in the area of financial difficulty, relationship difficulty, uh, indecisiveness, or not knowing what job or where to find a job, which salary could support your need. There are a lot of difficulties, and try as we do not know, we cannot find a solution in the midst of those difficulties. But if your relationship with your soul is active, then all those worries will be gone. Um, I would like to mention a situation here, my experience as an example. When my second husband died, he had no money left. All his money were gone to the to a penny because he had been in the hospital for 3 months, 3 months without getting out. And the bill was so high, and the medications, the oxygen, everything was very expensive. And I had to leave my job because I had to attend to him full time because he was also bedridden. When he died, I took him to the funeral parlor. I called the funeral parlor to accommodate his corpse. And his corpse was held in the funeral parlor for 21 days. And that is because it's a policy in the funeral parlor that no corpse can get out without paying full the bills. The bill was 2,500 US dollars. And I had no money. I cannot even buy food while I was watching him there. If not for my friends who came over and contributed money, I could not even eat because I was jobless at the time. No income, zero, as in none, nothing. And my best friend, Engineer Veronica Malano, visited me there. Some other friends I'd like to mention, particularly also Mrs. Tyler. She gave me some money for my sustenance there every day while I was watching my dead husband in the funeral parlor. And there were many of them. I had some friends who were concerned of me. But Engineer Malano, Engineer Veronica Malano Miguel, my best friend for a very long time, did not just visit. She was worried about me. She was worried about my situation, that I had been in the funeral parlor for 21 days and I cannot bury my dead husband. In fact, the church, the Baptist church there, the pastor, they went to visit me and offered to pay for the cemetery. There is already the cemetery. I can already bury my husband if the funeral parlor release my dead husband. It was really a difficult time. Those are the kind of difficulties that you don't ask. Uh, and there was no way for me to prepare money for that situation. So Engineer Malano, she was my she's my best friend. She offered to lend me about $2,000, thinking or believing that the owner will release my my dead husband and would let me bury him if I will give a down payment of $2,000. And then she said that she was going to sell her car so she can lend me the money and my problem will be solved. I did not doubt the sincerity of my best friend. I knew him. I knew her. I know her. She's a very, one of her um, very admirable characteristic is she helps those who are in need. and she would do everything to help you. Imagine selling her car and to lend me the money. No, I cannot allow that to happen. So I told her, you know what you're going to do? Just go to Baguio, her hometown, and spend vacation there. Enjoy yourself and your time and forget about my situation. This is my personal problem, so let me handle it in my own way. She was reluctant, but I know that that is impossible. I cannot accept the money that she was offering, especially that she had to sell her car. And I cannot see that how I can earn money in the near future, particularly that I was jobless. So if I would have accepted her offer, my problem is not really solved. It was just transferred or extended or maybe made worse because it is possible that our friendship will be strained because I cannot pay her and I will feel guilty that she had no car. So for me, that was not a solution to my problem. And because of my upbringing and because of my faith that all things pass in this life, nothing is permanent. So I just said to myself, these two will pass. One day, this situation will be settled harmoniously and my life will be all right. I did not think of money anymore. I just talked to my soul with all this sadness. I told it, you know, my situation now, and there is no way in my own capacity right now to resolve this situation. And as usual, my murmur to myself, my affirmation, problems resolve themselves. And these too will pass. So one day when where I was going out from the funeral parlor, I saw outside there was something posted which says wanted administrator. When I saw it, I said, "Oh my God, this would be my chance." So an idea came to me. I went to the office. The owner was there. Mrs. Galang was the owner. And I said, "Ma'am, can I talk to you?" She said, "Yes." "Are you going to pay your bill now so that you can bury your husband?" I said, "Ma'am, I will be talking about burying my husband, but I have a proposal to you. I have no money and I cannot see in the near future that I can have money to pay this bill. But I have a proposal. I saw outside you posted there wanted administrator. I am applying for the job. I have an MBA degree and I can handle business and people, the organization. I will do my job and you don't have to pay me my salary. Just listen down until my bill, that amount will be paid. If you can, just give me some food so I can eat because I really have no money. but I will work for you, doing the best I can in my capacity, and I'm offering my service without pay. I don't know exactly how I explain it, but I know that it was my heart talking to her when I suddenly noticed she was tearful. Mrs. Galang was known to be a terror, that she won't listen to explanation, but I don't know. She was listening to me. She was tearful when she said, "Oh my God, you are so contrite. I see you as very high. You're a professor in college, and now you are very contrite, very humble. I can understand your intention. And no, I will not let you work in my business without pay. It's either you work and be paid normally, or you can leave. Now you leave, take your husband, bury him. For me, you are cleared. Forget about the bills. Your bill is forgiven." Then, I cannot really believe what I heard. Really? So I said, "Okay, thank you very much." Isn't that a miracle? $2,500 forgiven. I didn't have to pay. So I buried my husband that day. I know my friends, especially my best friend, they pitied me in my situation because I had nobody else to run to. Nobody would help. I tried to ask help, but nobody. Uh, I tried to ask help from my late husband's friends. No. If things like that, if you're in a difficult situation and nobody else would help you, go down to the deepest of your soul, of your being. The soul is there, just waiting for you to ask Him to do something for you. But it should be in faith. The faith that I had at the time was, it was just there, deep inside my heart. It, uh, it just waited to be called again. These people, these friends would pity me for my situation, but they cannot also help. Or if they help, I would reject their help because it actually would not help me. Uh, Deep inside my heart, deep inside my soul, I was singing, "My Father is rich in houses and land. I'm a child of the King." If you're a child of the King, even if you are not carrying money with you, there is always money available for you to withdraw in times of need. Money is very important in life. And in fact, even in Facebook, oh, business, sell this, that. You want to join me in business so that you can have extra income? Money is important in life, in the whole world. It solves problems, it provides us food and the necessities in life, and it allows us to live in comfort. But I can prove to you that faith, big faith is more important than money. Why? If you have faith, you have no problem and money will come to you in abundance. Why no problem? Because if you don't know what to do, faith will guide you. If you have no job, faith will lead you on. It does not just guide you, it will open the way for you. You just have to see and follow. All you have to do is follow. How many times did it happen to me when I really needed a job? And then everything was open, was just calling me, here's the seat. Last seat. Then I took it. Then I say, okay, just like this in a funeral parlor. When I looked there, wanted administrator, then the idea came to me. Then I just did what my what my mind was leading me on. That is in all sincerity. And if you are sincere and you have a really good reputation, people will believe you. People will understand because they're also souls. Just have to be sincere, honest, and follow the guidance that your honest and sincere soul is leading you on. So, the question. In fact, Mamberon is my best friend. We were best friends for more than 20 years. The first time we became friends was my daughter was only in high school. Until my daughter got married, had 3 children, I became a grandma, we were still best friends. So if you want to know anything about me, inside out, and if you also want to know about Mamberon, inside out, ask me and ask her. We know each other that much. For 30 years, we were best friends. We had so many really, really happy, funny moments in our lives that made us grow in faith. That's why you will hear Mamberons would say, I never have a best friend or have known anybody in my circle of friends who has faith that is that equal the faith that Mom Jenny has. She really, she has that kind of faith that makes things possible for her. That's really true. Whatever it is that comes into my mind and I feel in need for that, I know. I know deep in my heart that there is a supply. The law of supply and demand, if you have a need, there is always a supply because the universe hates vacuum. Then if you will ask, then why is it that there are many people who are needy, who are poor? Well, that is the reason why I write this book. That is the reason why I am talking in on TV because on TV on video because I want to remind them that there is that soul within you who can do miracles in your life because most people forget. People forget. No, there is this song that keeps singing in mind. Remember, I'm human, and human forgets. So remind me, dear Lord. I'm not preaching for religion here. No. In fact, I am not a member of any religious church. It's not that I don't want to be a member. I just don't feel the need. Because even in the Bible, it says, you are the temple of the Holy Spirit. If your soul is closely connected to God, to the spirit aspect of this in this universe, you yourself is the temple. So I just preach according to my experience, according to the principle that I had established, based on experience, based on my studies, based on my research. Because 99% of the people, even those who are in church, they are church goers, but where is their soul? They still they are still not that connected. Many of them, of course, but human nature is they do what others do. They are in the bandwagon. Whatever the next person close in his peer group do is doing, he also does. If this person would say that success is having millions and millions of money, then that would be his goal. He will not, if, I can also have that, imitate. But if you go down deep into your soul, knows everything about you, who knows where you could go or where you are going and where you are now, you have no worries. In times of need, the soul is there. Yes, because your soul and you are one. We are, we humans are soul, spirit, and body. And why am I talking about this? Because in my experiences with people, uh, people in our own culture, people in other culture, I just feel so sad that we are disconnected. I am so happy for those who are focused, for those who know their souls, for those whose lives is run by miracles, series of miracles in life. That is the happiest life that you can have. When my British fiancé died, oh my God, the sadness was horrible. The grief was horrible. He was a wonderful person. And I felt like I didn't want to live anymore. There were several times I attempted suicide. I know the feeling when you want to commit suicide. I attempted to live in the house of my daughter, but I felt like my daughter is okay, but there is something I felt that I didn't belong there. I love them, but I didn't belong there. I can sense that no, this is not the way to live. There is something wrong. When I also tried to live with my first daughter-in-law, oh, that was horrible. I felt like, Lord, I don't deserve to be treated like this. I just did not know what else to do. So while staying in my daughter's house, my best friend, my soulmate best friend, she's really a godsend in my life. She had saved me a lot of times. She heard that I was back home, and she was the director in the school. I visited her. And we talked about her plans, her wonderful project for her school. And then she rehired me. She said, "Why won't you teach back so that you can have independence again?" So I went to teaching again. I rented an apartment or a room in the vicinity near the school. So I live on my own again. And then, since I was always alone, I talked to myself. I said, "Lord," I call myself Lord. Lord, what is the next page of my life? I don't know anymore, but I go where you want me to go. My calling is gone. I thought that we can be together like till death do us part. That's true. But he just died too early and I was still alive. And I didn't want to live anymore at the time. I know that kind of feeling. So when I was teaching, I regained my independence again. I supported myself. It's not abundantly, but very good enough. I was happy for that. And then something good happened until I met my husband now. Now I am here in America. And I want to tell my story. I want to tell the world that faith is more important than money. Because faith brings you money, brings you, not just bring, deliver to you money, deliver to you a job, deliver to you someone who you can have harmonious relationship, that you can reciprocate. If you only have money, even if you have plenty of money, if you're a man, you can have many women. Women is not a relationship. There has to be a good, harmonious relationship that money cannot buy. You can buy women, their time, their body, but you cannot buy harmonious relationship with them. You can, there are many things you can buy. In fact, you can buy everything with money. The question is that enough? Faith will satisfy all your needs, even your need for money, and He will deliver it in miraculous ways. Those things I call miracles. Many people would really call them just coincidence. Well, miracle or coincidence, whatever you call, however you call it, they happen at a time that you are in dire need, and they happen in miraculous ways. Miraculous because it was not you who did it. Your physical body was not you, but it is you from the inside. It's the soul. It creates situation. It presents to you something you can read, you can hear, and then you just follow. That is why faith is most important in life. And since our topic here is how to create faith, how to develop faith that creates miracle, I'll tell you one more story about when I was 9 years old. It was really significant because I realize now that my faith started from there. I was 9 years old. I had this very big wound in my leg. really painful, big wound. My dad and my mom did everything to cure it, but it stayed with me for 1 year. Imagine I was absent from school. I was grade 3. I was absent for 2 months or 3 months. Ah, I spent just a little time in school because of my wound. There was every morning my dad would take me to the hospital, and the nurses would dress it, clean it, but then it just did not heal. And I was crying all the time. My dad would put my leg on a makeshift swing he made so I can put my leg there, and then he would swing it so that I can sleep. It was really horrible, and I was really in pain. And then when I was 10, because I was age 9 to 10 when I had that wound. When I was 10 years old, and my mom and my dad had exhausted everything they knew about curing a wound, then I was already 10 when my mom said, because one of the solution of the doctors there was to cut my leg up to the knee. But my dad said, no, 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 no. I cannot allow my daughter to be amputated. And then I said, no, I'd rather die than to only have one leg. And so my mom said, Didin, because I was Didin at home. And because I really thought that it's either I would live forever with that wound, or I would live with just one leg. But after that, when my dad disagreed with the decision of the doctor to amputate my leg, my mom said, no, didn't. Uh, your wound will heal. Everything in this world passes. Wounds heal, everything else passes. So just be patient by now, suffer the pain, or do something about it, but that wound will heal. At the time when my wound was really hurting me, you don't want to believe what she said because the wound is still there. So what I did, I said, Mama, don't try to cure my wound anymore. Uh, I put band-aid or a plaster on my wound, and I said to it, okay, I'll cover you this and I'll forget you. I'll just cover so that the flies would not go there. So I covered it, and then I went back to school, and amazingly, I was grade 3. I still got third honors in school. My classmates were complaining. She was always absent. Why did she get honor? See, life continues. And I just forgot my one. I would go swimming to the sea, to the river. I would take a bath, and I just let the plaster stick there, left it like it did not exist. And then one day, my mom said, how long that plaster was sticking on your wound? It will infect your wound if you will not clean it. And you know what? When I opened the plaster, oh my God, was it a miracle? The wound was healing, and it was almost just a scar. just a scar. And it was not open anymore. It was not a raw wound anymore. I cannot really forget that time. And my faith started there. What runs in my mind is the statement, "These too will pass." And I read it from one of the greatest thinkers who said, "These too will pass." Before I had read that statement from that writer, I already had that in my head. So, how to develop a faith that creates miracle? Say positive things in your head all the time in any situation. When your wound does not heal, do everything you can. And if you have exhausted what you know what to do, give all of that to your soul. You will do something miraculous. Imagine the wound I had for 1 year just healed. Yeah, really, it really it was really a wonderful experience for me. So there are three virtues that you can develop: trust, belief, and faith. These three, you trust nature to do its process, and you believe that you have the soul within you who can make miracles in your life, and have faith in that. Have faith. And only in these three virtues that you can develop within you that miracles or favorable coincidences happen in your life. You say, that woman is very lucky. Well, you don't know what her soul is enjoying in her life. So you want to be lucky? Develop faith. How you develop faith? Communicate to it constantly. Make it a dominating thought. Make these wonderful thoughts dominate your mind. Um, if you have an enemy, for example, you think she's very ugly because he's your enemy. Of course, if he's your enemy, she should look ugly to you and dumb and stupid. Then say to yourself, she's beautiful actually because she is part of this beautiful universe. She's not. She's bright, intelligent, smart in her own right. I have no reason to hate her. So, what I mean is, in every situation, there is always a positive thing to say or to think about. If your husband is cheating on you constantly and you cannot do anything, you lost hope, you lost faith that he will change, don't be angry, don't get jealous. Because this jealousy and anger are very heavy feelings in your heart. Surrender that. Surrender that to your soul. Okay, I don't like the feeling of hatred. I don't like the feeling of jealousy. I don't like it. So I reject it. I deny it. I don't want it to stay in my heart. I give it to you, Lord. Take care of that. Do not try to change people. Change yourself. Change your heart. Have a change of heart. Have a change of mind. And let positive things, thinking, and ideas dominate your thought processes. So, how to develop faith? Let positive things dominate your feelings and thought processes. There are techniques of that. And the next the subject that I'm going to discuss is affirmation and faith. or the correlation between affirmation and faith. Okay, thank you very much. And don't forget, grab a copy of my book. You will learn a lot. While you read that, something, even if you won't try, just read, and then something is happening in your head, in your heart. You will realize after reading my book that something has changed in you. Promise. Thank you for watching, and God bless us all.